Alright, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing, man? It's CJ. So the NBA is back. Week 1 is just kind of ended. We started about a week ago. Just wanted to kind of go give a review of what I kind of saw after this first week. So we're going into the second week. We can see the Lakers, and I'm gonna start on the West Coast. No specific order, but the Lakers are the first team to come up, right? They're the most popular team. They have clinched the first seed in the West. Haven't done that since Kobe back in 2010. LeBron says he's happy about it. This is coming from the dude who said, seeding doesn't matter. Seeding doesn't matter. But yeah, he's here saying, yo, they said we couldn't do it. Yet look at us, we in the first seed. Nigga, shut. No one cares. Especially right now that it doesn't even matter who has the home court advantage. Like, out of all the seasons, like, this is a season that it doesn't matter what if you have home court. We're all playing in Orlando. Plus, if you end up playing the Clippers, you'd be playing in LA anyway. Both of those teams would be playing at home anyway. So it doesn't really matter. And what I'm seeing from the Lakers, honestly, is inconsistency, and it's scary. It's ugly. Just very inconsistent. AD will come out and give you 35, maybe 40 one night, give you 16 another night. They say they can turn it on, but this isn't Kobe and Shaq. Remember back then when people would complain like, oh, the Lakers they clinched the first seed, but they're lollygagging, they're not really playing well. Oh, but the Lakers knew how to turn it on. We don't know about these guys, man. So I'm scared for the Lakers. So we'll see what's gonna happen with them. But yeah, let's move on to the Clippers. Let's keep it in LA real quick. Finish it off there. The Clippers, they're looking good. Now, everyone's like Clippers, Lakers, Western Conference Finals. That does look like it could come down to it. Who would I take? Now, I'm gonna take Lakers in 7. But I'm not comfortable saying that. The Lakers are very inconsistent. And for the Clippers, it's going to come down to Paul George. To be honest, I don't think Kawhi really cares like that. I mean, he's got one in San Antonio. He's got one on the Raptors. Right now, he's just trying to, he's settled in LA at home, with his family. He's just trying to play basketball. He's just trying to hoop. Shut up and hoop. Like, don't talk now. I'm just trying to hoop. Like, he doesn't care about all that stuff. So that's why he gives the ball to Paul George in those clutch moments. He's like, you want it? Here, go ahead. Like, I had to work to get mine. This ain't gonna be, just because I'm here don't mean it's gonna be easy. So that's what it's gonna come down to for the Clippers. If everyone's healthy though, like they do look scary. So I'm never comfortable saying, Lakers will beat them in a 7-game series. I can't be comfortable saying that. Let's go on to some other teams real quick in the West. Utah, no offense. What's going on? Bogdanovich not playing, and they can't score. They're having problems scoring. Not as bad as the Lakers on offense, but still. So they're gonna have to figure something out there because they're not gonna last coming out the first round. I don't see that happening. My boy Ja, I'm sad every night. Y'all lose. I cry. I go to sleep crying, man. That AC, that spot ain't looking like we gonna hold on to it, man. Dame is right there, man. Dame is coming. The Dame train is coming. It's Dame time. He coming for us, man. He's trying to go and play the Lakers in the first round, man. Shout out to the Blazers, though. Playing great basketball. Shout out Melo. People were saying, oh, he's washed up. He ain't gonna do nothing. Dude's back. And he balling, too. Playing clutch. Like, Melo used to be one of my favorite players, dude. Like, back when he was on the Nuggets, those battles he'd have with Kobe. Man, back with the cornrows, yeah. So it's nice to see Melo back doing this thing, man. Portland. Scary team. We forget that they went to the Western Conference Finals last year. We forget about that. They do need some help when it comes to that backcourt and their size, but Nurkic has really been a very big factor. We saw him playing against the Nuggets in his comeback. We saw him in the game before that. He's been balling out. So the Portland Trailblazers, if any team were to take the spot from the Memphis Grizzlies, it had to be the Trailblazers. Not the Kings. We don't want to see the Kings in there. The Suns. It'd be exciting to see the Suns. Let's move on to the Suns since we're talking about them. The Suns have been going off. Undefeated in the bubble. Do I think they're a threat? No. To be honest, no. To be honest with you, if the Suns go on to play the Grizzlies in the playing tournament, I'm taking the Grizzlies. The only thing with the Grizzlies, man, is injuries. Jaren's out again. Just no veteran experience on that team whatsoever. A bunch of raw talent, good players, man. Ja Morant, Rookie of the Year, but just no leadership. All these other teams, like, they got veterans at least. Like Pelicans got JJ. Utah, they got what's his name? Millsap. Like, it's these other teams, they don't have anybody. Like, you know, Grizzlies, they don't have anybody. So I don't know. I do believe there's gonna be a play-in, and I do believe the Grizzlies will be involved. But honestly, I don't think they're gonna win unless it's against the Suns. If it's against Portland, I'd rather see Portland go on, only because it'll just make more sense. But yeah, so let's move on. Houston, very surprising team. Very surprising team. Not surprising in the sense that they're doing what they're doing. I mean, we know what Westbrook can do. We know what Harden can do. More surprising in the sense that just the whole size thing. Like, they don't have a center. They got Tyson Chandler, but he's on the bench. Clint Capella, I really liked him on the squad, but once they got rid of him, it's like, okay, PJ Tucker's going to play center now? That doesn't make sense. But yet, look what they're doing. They beat Milwaukee. They beat LA. Like, they're beating these playoff teams. And it all comes down to, can these guys shoot the ball every night? No, I do not think so. Because we've seen when they couldn't against the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. And it did not look good. So I don't think they can keep that up for a 7-game series. Now, against some of these teams like the Lakers, they can be exploited to where you can see Houston beating them in a 7-game series. Again, I can't be comfortable saying Lakers are going to win a 7-game series against anybody just because they're very inconsistent. The Lakers had no backcourt. No backcourt. No one to guard the backcourt. No one in the backcourt to score. Like, it's 2020. You can't just win with the big man anymore. We were thinking, oh, hey, the Lakers, yeah, they got size. They got JaVale. They got AD, LeBron, Kuz. Oh, yeah, they big. Oh, hold up. We forgot. Yeah, didn't Steph change the whole game up? You don't have to be big anymore. We just gonna sit on the perimeter and shoot these threes. Y'all can stay inside. We ain't gonna miss either, so you don't have to worry about the rebound. Yeah, the game switched up, so it don't matter how big you are. Those big guys need to come out on the perimeter and defend, and the Lakers don't have that. Lakers are getting smoked. Man, it was so ugly watching that Laker-Houston game, man. So ugly. But hey, Houston, hey, shout out James Harden, my favorite player in the league right now. I should be ashamed of myself, man. I should be ashamed of myself. Dad and my boy, man. I was like, y'all ain't big enough. But hey, they making it work. So Houston, I see him going far. It's gonna be interesting, man. Those 4 teams in the West: Lakers, Clippers, Rockets, and I say Denver. Those teams are gonna be the teams to watch. Speaking of Denver, we don't talk about Denver. Denver's like the good student in the class. We never mention him, you know, because he's never in trouble. He's always doing everything right. So there's no need to, you know, pick on him or say anything. You know, we're not the type of annoying teacher who just, you know, tries to call a kid out so the bullies kind of, you know, oh, he's always talking about the good kid. No, we the type of teacher, you know, if you're doing good, we'll just wink at you. You know, you get the lingo. Denver's doing good. Michael Porter Jr. He's starting to pull up. He's starting to pull up. Remember in the draft, they were like, yo, he could have went higher if it wasn't for the injury. He's starting to pull up. You know, he's been balling. He's been going crazy. So Denver's starting to look pretty scary, man. Plus Jokic getting the Larry Bird comparisons from the great Greg Popovich. I mean, Then you got Bobo getting some minutes. I mean, check out that lineup. And Jamal Murray ain't no one to mess with, bro. He ain't no one to mess with, man. He don't suck. His girl do, but he don't suck. You feel me? You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, that team gonna go crazy. That team gonna go crazy. So Denver's been surprising. But then again, we saw him do this last season. Do I think they could beat Portland now? If they met up? Maybe. That Denver team is really scary. Like we really we don't talk about them enough, but they're really scary. So shout out to Denver. Other teams on the West Coast. Last but not least, let us not forget the OKC Thunder. The OKC Thunder, man. Shout out Chris Paul. Hey, if there's one thing that me and Kendrick Perkins can agree on, because I don't agree with anything that dude say, Chris Paul should be an MVP candidate, bro. Chris Paul should be an MVP candidate. No one thought that I mean, some people may have said, oh, the Thunder are gonna be, cool. Yeah, the Thunder are gonna be cool, but we didn't think like this though. Yeah, the Thunder are going crazy, man. Shout out Chris Paul, still doing his thing, leading that team. Shout out to Shea. I didn't think he was gonna be as good coming out of college because he was a freshman, and even in college he was kind of small or just skinny. Because I mean, height wise, he is kind of big for a point guard. But yeah, I didn't think he was gonna really do good 1 year coming into the league. But he's really coming along. So and he's looking good. I like him. So I'm glad he left the Clippers. So the Thunder are looking good, man. Do I think they're gonna go far in the playoffs? I think they'll give a team a run for their money. But honestly, I don't think they're gonna be able to go far. But yeah, shout out to the Thunder, man. Very another quiet team. The West is the Western Conference Finals, Western Conference playoffs are gonna be exciting, man, because we don't know what's gonna happen. Anything can happen. The Lakers can get bumped out in the first round, and that's for real. That is for real. All right, so I'm gonna move on to the East Coast. We in the second half of the ball game. As you can see, I'm whipping this dude's ass. I just saw Kobe going off before the half ended. But yeah, let's get into the East Coast. Not too much to talk about because they're kind of weaker, but we do still have things to talk about. Let's start off on Indiana being slept on. TJ Warren putting them on the map. Oladipo back on the squad doing his thing. Yeah, the Pacers. People sleeping on them on the East. On the East. They've been going to the playoffs, giving people runs. It's not like they've been getting, ran through. They're a tough squad, so watch out for them. It's gonna be interesting to see who the standings for the East, but I think they're pretty locked in. I'll mention that after I get done with a couple more of these teams. The Sixers. Who are they gonna play in the first round? That's the team I'm so closely keeping an eye on because it's just so interesting to see who are they going to play in the first round. Because that's a team that could lose in the first round that's supposed to be like one of those teams in the East that's supposed to be taking over. Like the Celtics and the Sixers are supposed to be those teams in the East. But Kawhi came to Toronto and changed that. And now Giannis is taking over in Milwaukee. So those two teams are supposed to be the ones to be the runner-up, but they're not showing it. So it's going to be interesting to see, man, who do the Sixers play in the first round? Do they play the Pacers? Because it ain't going to be easy. Are they going to play the Celtics? Because it ain't going to be easy. They're going to play the Heat? Because it ain't going to be easy. You see? It's going to be interesting either way, and that's the whole excitement in this whole thing. You don't want it to be an easy series. Like last season, they playing the Nets. It's like, come on, man. Like, the Sixers are gonna win. It's like they're gonna win. Who's gonna. We don't know. I don't want to know who's gonna come out of the first, second, third round. I don't want to know. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Next, Toronto. Big surprise. I didn't think they were gonna be this good. I didn't think they were gonna be a second seed. No. Kawhi left. No, I didn't think so. I didn't think Pascal Siakam should have won Most Improved Player. People were saying, "Oh, he's gonna be like MVP soon," or there was just a lot of high praise for him. But I see it this season. Sometimes it just takes a while to see. If you have a star on your team, sometimes it's hard to really to believe the hype, because it's like, well, they're winning games because of this dude. You're not really. But no, dude's really putting up numbers. And looking at the stats, he did help in the finals and in the playoffs with Kawhi as a duo. So shout out Pascal Siakam, shout out Toronto, shout out Kyle Lowry, man, doing his thing over there. Stay loyal, man, Toronto. So I don't think you guys are gonna get far. Maybe second round, but still, it's still surprising to see them up there. Next up, I'm just gonna go through with the conference standings for the East, because it's pretty much locked in. Washington, how you come into the bubble up on a team, yet you go and now you below the Charlotte Hornets? Like, the Charlotte Hornets didn't even play, but yet they're higher than y'all. That's crazy. See, I thought maybe Beal and Wall would play, or at least Beal, but man, Washington, man, damn, y'all trash, bro. Anyway, we got the Bucks first seed. They already locked in. They clinched their spot. And I got the Nets in the 8th seed. Nets in the 8th seed. They're not. I think Orlando's in 8th right now, but by the time the season's over, Nets are gonna be last. So we're gonna see the Bucks and the Nets. We know that's a sweep. Raptors are gonna finish off second. Pretty sure about that. Then we're gonna see them against the Magic, who are gonna be the 7th seed. Again, a rematch of last season. We're gonna see the Raptors take that one. So we're gonna see the Raptors in the second round. Then we got the Celtics 3rd seed against the Sixers in the 6th seed. Do I see the Sixers coming up? They do have some games they can win, but nah, I don't think so. I think the Sixers are gonna stay in that 6th seed, and we're gonna see the Celtics and the Sixers. The only possible thing that could change up on my predictions is the Heat versus Sixers. Maybe the Heat go up to that 3rd seed, but I don't see that happening. So that's it. Sixers, Celtics. Supposedly that's a rivalry, right? Supposedly. I don't know. But if it is, it is. It's still going to be interesting, man. But again, I don't think the Sixers can come through. But that's just my opinion. You got some Sixer fans who'll say otherwise, but that's my opinion. It's going to be interesting, though. The East is going to be fun, too. Both conferences. And then we got the Heat and the Pacers, the 4th and the 5th seed. TJ Warren and Jimmy Butler meet again. It's going to be some smoke, and I'm all for it. The Kawhi clone versus my boy Jimmy Buckets. Let's get it. So yeah, that's basically it, man. I'm pretty confident in those Eastern Conference matchups, though. Like I said, the only thing that could switch up is maybe the Heat versus Sixers, but that'll be a good series too. Jimmy returns back to Philly. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Also, what are you guys looking forward to in this next and final week of the NBA season, right before we get into the NBA playoffs? Like I said, I'm super excited. All of these matchups look very interesting, no matter what's going to happen. Well, except for the East Coast, the Bucks are going to sweep the Nets. Raptors are probably going to go 4-1, 4-2 against the Magic, but yeah. Anyway, let me know what you guys think down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you're a new subscriber. We'll be leaving more content soon. All right, peace.